They called her the Pirate Queen of the South China Sea, a name spoken in hushed tones by terrified sailors and trembling imperial commanders. But long before she commanded vast fleets, before her name echoed across oceans and coastlines like a thunderclap, she was simply a girl named Shi Yang, born into poverty and obscurity, somewhere near Guangdong, a southern province in China, around the year 1775. No one wrote her name in the annals of greatness at birth. She came into a world of rigid class structures and deep inequality, a time when the ocean was both a livelihood and a mystery, feared and revered by the coastal communities of China. The South China Sea, teeming with trade and piracy alike, was both a gateway and a grave for many. For young Shi Yang, the sea would become her destiny. Her early life is shrouded in myth and fragmentary records. Like many women of her time and status, she likely lived invisibly, her labor unrecorded, her existence marginalized. Historical whispers say she may have worked on a floating flower boat, a term used for the ornately decorated brothels that drifted on the rivers of Canton, now Guangzhou. These boats were not just centers of entertainment. They were microcosms of trade, diplomacy, espionage, and survival. Life on a floating flower boat wasn't glamorous. It was a precarious hustle, a constant dance of charm, negotiation, and danger. It was here, amidst flickering lanterns and the hum of oars, that fate intervened. Shi Yang didn't catch the attention of a drunken sailor or a corrupt official. No, she caught the eye of a pirate lord, a man named Zheng Yi, who came from a long line of notorious sea bandits, descended from a dynasty of raiders who had battled emperors and carved their rule upon the sea. In the year 1801, Zheng Yi took Xu Yang as his wife, though some accounts say he may have negotiated her release from the flower boat through persuasion, power, or coin. But this was no ordinary marriage. Zheng Yi wasn't just gaining a wife, he was enlisting a mind as sharp as any cutlass. When Xu Yang stepped aboard Zheng Yi's ship, she didn't simply become the pirate's bride. She entered the arena of power, and she took to it as though born for the role. The world now came to know her as Zheng Yi Sao, which translates to wife of Zheng Yi, a title that would become both a disguise and a foundation for her transformation. Zheng Yi was not your everyday pirate. He didn't operate out of desperation or aimless greed. He was organized, strategic, and ambitious. He had once been a privateer in service to the Vietnamese Tai Sun dynasty, and had gained experience not just as a fighter, but as a commander of men and resources. His red flag fleet was already legendary, known for its crimson sails and ruthless discipline. Together, Zheng Yi and Zheng Yi Sao embarked on an unprecedented campaign to consolidate pirate power. They forged a confederation of 6 fleets, each distinguished by a color: red, black, blue, white, yellow, and purple. Every fleet had its own leader, but all swore allegiance to Zheng Yi, and increasingly to the woman at his side. She wasn't just offering support, she was making decisions, handling diplomacy, managing treasure, and settling disputes. She was not merely present, she was indispensable. Under their leadership, the Pirate Confederation grew rapidly. Coastal towns feared them. Local officials bribed them. Merchants learned to pay tribute. The Qing dynasty, already struggling with corruption and rebellion on land, found itself outmatched at sea. But then in 1807, tragedy struck like lightning. Zheng Yi, master of the seas, was killed in a sudden storm. Some say he fell overboard and was swallowed by the ocean that had once bowed to him. His death sent ripples through the pirate ranks. Without their charismatic leader, the Confederation threatened to splinter. Rivals sharpened their knives. Officers eyed his fleet with ambition. But Zheng Yi Sao was not about to let it all slip away. Instead of retreating into widowhood or hiding in the shadows of her husband's legacy, she made a bold, decisive move. She stepped up, not as a grieving wife, but as a warlord. With the support of her late husband's adopted son and protege, Zheng Bao, she claimed leadership of the entire pirate confederation. Zheng Bao, decades younger than Zheng Yi Sao, was more than just a commander. He would eventually become her partner in power, her lover, and later her husband. An alliance that was both personal and political. Together, they forged a new era for the Red Flag Fleet. By the time she took control, the Pirate Confederation had amassed nearly 400 ships and a staggering force of over 60,000 pirates, more than many national navies. Under Zheng Yi Sao's command, it became a disciplined, efficient, and terrifying force. She instituted a pirate code, not unlike those of European pirates, but far more strict. Loot was distributed fairly, mutiny was punished severely, and rape or abuse of women, including captives, was met with execution. Her authority was absolute. Her word was law. Pirates followed her out of fear, yes, but also out of respect. When the Chinese Navy attempted to stop her, she didn't just resist, she humiliated them. She lured fleets into ambushes. She torched entire towns. She captured soldiers and turned them into her crew. The Pearl River Delta, once a bustling hub of commerce, became a battleground, its waters red with the blood of battle. And Zheng Yi Sao wasn't just fighting China. By 1809, she was engaged in simultaneous warfare against the Qing dynasty, the Portuguese Empire, and even the British Royal Navy, powers that ruled vast stretches of the globe. But on the waters of the South China Sea, none could match the sheer audacity and tactical brilliance of the pirate queen. Still, power always breeds enemies.